Traditionally, the federal GST HST new housing rebate lets eligible buyers recover a portion of GST or the federal part of the HST paid. In 2025, the federal government introduced a first-time home buyer or GST HST rebate targeted to first-time home buyers of newly built or substantially renovated homes. Under that program, first-time home buyers can get recovered up to $50,000 of the GST or the federal portion of HST, depending upon the value of the home and other conditions. This is a major change compared with the old sliding scale federal rebate. Important points to flag right away though. The house must be newly built or substantially renovated and intended as your primary residence in Canada. The $50,000 cap applies to the federal rebate under the new first-time homebuyer measure. The final amount you get depends upon the home price and rebates formula. Let's talk about a practical example. If you buy a $700,000 new home in Ontario, the federal portion of HST is 5% of the purchase price, which is $35,000. Under the federal first-time homebuyer rebate, you could recover that 5% in full because it is under that $50,000 cap, subject to eligibility rules. Ontario already has its new housing rebate for the provincial portion of the HST. Under the existing Ontario rules, the province rebates 75% of the 8% provincial portion on the first $400,000 of the home value, which translates to a maximum Ontario rebate of $24,000 under the old provincial formula. This rebate is separate from the federal rebate and has its own caps and calculation method. So historically, federal rebate, which is the sliding scale, and the provincial rebate, which is up to $24,000 for Ontario, is equals to your total potential relief. Always remember that there are separate applications forms. Now let's talk about who qualifies and how to claim it. First of all, you must be a first-time home buyer for the federal first-time home buyer rebate. The government defines the test precisely. Generally, you can't have owned a home that was your primary residence in the past. The home also must be new or substantially renovated and used as your primary residence. You will usually claim the federal rebate by completing the appropriate CRA forms. For example, Form GST 190 for GST HST new housing rebate application. For provincial parts, there are provincial schedule on forms. For Ontario, see the Ontario rebate schedule. Now, let's talk about timings. Some builders reduce your deposit or purchase price at closing to reflect expected rebates. Others expect you to apply after closing. Make sure this is clarified in writing with your builder and your lawyer. If you're a builder closing, ask the builder whether they're reducing the price at closing or if you must apply for the rebate afterward. Also, speak to your mortgage lender and lawyer so the paperwork aligns properly. Now we are going to talk about few examples. Now let's talk about some examples so that I can actually explain these in a better way. So first example, we are going to consider a $500,000 new home in Ontario and you're a first-time home buyer. The federal portion of 5% is equals to $25,000, which is potentially fully recoverable under the federal rebate. Ontario provincial rebate is the calculation under provincial rules. So 75% of 8% on the first $400,000 up to $24K. You'd capture a portion of that provincial rebate based on the formula. Second example is $1.2 million new home. The federal FTHP rebate phases out over $1 million. And provincial relief is also different for high values. Keep an eye on the phase outs. Please note that you always use the CRA guidance on an HST GST rebate calculator on double check the exact amounts for your situation. Calculation on builder and real estate sites can help you, but verify with CRA. Now let's talk about the important caveats and tips. The rebate rules differ if you are buying a condo, a detached home, or a share of a co-op, or building the home yourself. Each has slightly different forms and calculation lines. If a builder has already reduced the purchase price to reflect a rebate, you may not be able to claim the rebate separately. Check your purchase contract. Keep receipts, closing statements on all builder and lawyer paperwork. You'll need them to apply. When in doubt, consult CRA guidance and talk to your accountant, lawyer, or me. I can help coordinate with the builder and your lender. Now, let's talk about the Ontario's proposed HST rebate, what was announced and what it means. Alright, now here's the Ontario update I promised. In the Ontario 2025 fall statement and related provincial announcements, the province proposed a new Ontario HST rebate for first-time home buyers that would top up the existing provincial rebate and significantly increase savings for the buyers of new homes. Now, let's talk about the key points of the Ontario proposal. The province proposed to provide relief that would cover the full 8% provincial portion of HST on the homes priced up to $1 million for first-time home buyers, with a phased reduction of homes valued between $1 million and $1.5 million. Combined with the federal first-time GST HST rebate announced earlier, the two rebates together could effectively remove the full 13% HST on qualifying new homes up to the threshold, meaning potential savings of tens and thousands of dollars for eligible first-time buyers. What that means in practice: if the proposals are implemented as announced and you are a qualifying first-time home buyer purchasing a new home priced at, say, $850,000 in Ottawa, you could potentially recover both the federal 5% and the provincial 8% parts, effectively paying no HST at closing on the purchase price portion that qualifies. That's a massive incentive for first-time home buyers of new construction. Now, here's an important caveat. These Ontario changes were announced as proposals and budget measures. While the 2025 fall statement outlines the plan, final implementation actually requires the legislative and admin steps. Check current official Ontario government pages and CRA guidance for the implementation timeline and detailed rules of when you plan to buy. Now, a quick recap. There are federal and provincial rebates for new homes. They are separate and stack in some cases. The federal first-time home buyer GST HST rebate can let eligible buyers recover up to $50,000 of GST HST credit. Ontario's proposed rebate would top up provincial relief and, if implemented, could remove the provincial 8% HST on new homes up to $1 million first-time home buyers, with a phase-out to $1.5 million. If you're buying a brand new home and want to know exactly how much you might save, I can help you run the numbers, review the contract, coordinate with builders, lenders, and lawyers so that you can get the rebates you qualify for and that any builder credits are reflected properly at closing. If you found the video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you don't miss any updates. If you want me to run the exact rebate numbers for your new home purchase or walk you through the paperwork, contact me. I'm an experienced professional realtor and I'll make sure that you don't leave money on the table. Thanks for watching. If you're buying a new build in Ontario or anywhere in Canada, the rebate rules are changing and it pays to get expert help. I am S.J. Singh. Contact me and let's get you the best deal possible. See you in the next video.